just discussing the impact on steel stocks with the anticipation there will be some sort of protectionist measure coming in, at least for some products. Let's discuss this and more with the management of Kalyani Steel. The news, just to remind you, is that India could perhaps look at imposing safeguard duty of up to 25% on steel imports. The DGTR has started a probe on the imports that are coming in the country. And also the other big news, of course, of last week was the Karnataka government likely to increase the duty on iron ore, which is mined in the state. To talk about some of these big issues, we have with us RK Goyal, MD at Kalyani Steels. Mr. Goyal, thank you for joining in and season's greetings to you. Now, from what we understand, what our colleagues have been reporting and telling us is that the investigation into dumping is largely in flat products. I mean, I'm just reading out the list: hot roll coils, sheets, plates, HR plate mill planes, and also cold roll coils and sheets. Now, first of all, I think you're largely into longs and specialty steel. Does it impact you on in any way, the current specific products which are under investigation, and how big is an issue, this dumping issue, for you?
Good morning. This issue definitely impacts us also, because a lot of cheap imports are coming, particularly from China as well as from FTA countries. Now, because of this, the availability of the material goes up in the market at much lower cost, which is definitely impacting our margins as well as our volume. Even though the passenger car industry, two-wheeler industry, they are doing well, but then the volume for specialty steel long product manufacturers are not much.
So, currently the products which I read out, which are part of this investigation, do you manufacture any of them?
You see, we do not manufacture any HR coil or TMT bar and all, or cold rolled flat products. We produce engineering steel long products, and that definitely has a big impact on the way dumping is happening in the country. Not only dumping, the material is coming at a very low price.
What I'm asking, sir, is would you want the scope of investigation to be increased? Would you be asking that to the government?
Definitely, we are already asking to the government.
Okay. I'll, time permitting, come back to that. Mr. Goyal, I'm more worried about what Karnataka government has announced. How will it impact you if that, 100 rupees per ton is imposed and further duties on iron ore?
As such, the iron ore price in Karnataka are very high, and even in auction, the prices are going substantially higher above the base price. So steel industry and the people like us are heavily impacted. But I hope that to some extent we will try to pass on to the customer. But at the same time, the dumping is happening in the country. We are finding very difficult to increase the price. So it is definitely a big issue for us.
Okay. So actually then there is a double whammy here. You may be faced with more duties on iron ore. Plus, if the anti-dumping duty is imposed, you may be able to raise prices a bit if it is a little more. But can your buyers take this double whammy? Is there enough demand?
I expect next year will be much. Once the government starts spending on infrastructure and the tenders are released, then there will be definitely demand pull will be there, and demand increase will be there and will be better off, provided the imports are curtailed.
What would be the extent of the price hike that you will need to pass on this proposed increase in iron ore duty?
So as far as you see on the face of it, it looks just 100 rupees. But in actual, the price increase is much larger, because the prices of iron ore has gone up anything above 1,000 rupees per metric ton, which means iron ore alone is almost 1,700, 1,800 rupees, plus the depreciation of the rupee. That is also impacting all our imports, including coking coal, as well as ferroalloys, refractories, all such things. So in total, the effect is almost 3,000 rupees per metric ton.
And in percentage terms, sir, what would it be?
You see, in terms of percentage, it is around 3 to 4%. 4%.
Okay, Mr. Goyal, in that case, what are you seem to be living on the hope that the Indian government's capex will start. Right now, what kind of revenue growth and EBITDA per ton looks possible in 2025?
So I don't think we are expecting any revenue growth or EBITDA growth, basically because if dumping is going on and iron ore prices in the country are going up and we are not able to pass on to the customers, market so far was not great, even if market improves from here. So we are not expecting much growth currently.
You mean you will go with flat revenue and flat margin forecast? Or will
Last
it,
year-
are you saying even lower revenue and EBITDA per ton for 25?
You see, we are already utilizing our capacity at 100% or close to 100%. We are doing extremely well as far as capacity utilization is concerned. So revenue growth will not be there. As far as EBITDA growth will be there, it depends on the safeguard duty, what is implemented, or the sentiment, improvement in the sentiment. If there is slight improvement in the sentiment, I think there will be some increase in EBITDA.
Okay. So, sir, just leave us with the full year outlook. I mean, we're down to almost the end of the third quarter also. Now, given these developments for the full year, what is the volume you will do? And if you could give us a percentage growth as well, if there'll be some growth. And EBITDA per ton, where are you now? And how do you see yourself ending the year given the issues at play?
You see, as far as revenue growth is concerned, will be flat, as I mentioned before, because we are utilizing 100% of our capacity. So until unless we have more material, which will come after our implementation of our expansion plan in Odisha, we will not have substantially higher volumes. As far as the EBITDA margins are concerned, so far it is much better than what it was. And since we are at the fag end of the third quarter, I don't think it is appropriate for me to mention any number.
Okay. All right, Mr. Goyal, we do hope 2025 brings more joyous tidings for the steel industry, metals, and for the country at large. Thank you very much for joining us.
I'm sure.
Yep.
I'm sure. Thank you.